Good morning, George. Phat Ninja Food Forest. I was just emptying the compost bucket, as we call it. I'd take this opportunity to show that. These are self-seeding amaranth. They're growing out of a home-built soil. Some people call it super soil. And that super soil is using nothing but for the compost, what we've done here. And part of building that is our kitchen waste. As I showed the other day, building a quick compost with wood chips with just food scraps like these. This is not a waste product. This is a waste product. It's not trash. So it's not trash. It builds this fertility. I'll pause here and we'll look at the wood chip pile up front where I just built that compost. All right, so here's the compost pile. I may attach, I don't know if I will. I don't like editing videos, it takes too long. But a picture of me building, short video of me building this, compressed. We're up to 130. We're not even 40 hours in now. We can see part of comfrey leaf sticking out. A tomato, I need to put a little more wood chip on there. But in that short amount of time, I got to 130 degrees. So taking those carbon heavy products, shredded trees that still have nitrogen in them, and those nitrogen heavy products, more soft, less woody plants and food waste, we build these composts. So from there, it goes through 3 turnings, like we see here in this other compost area. Our oldest compost, just a little bit left right here, mostly broken down, holds together well. You can squeeze it, it falls to pieces, just right, full of life. The next one behind that is here. I was digging in it this morning. Wood chips left in it, but still gorgeous. No heat, completely cooled down. And this one I've thrown some garden scraps on, but it's still at about 120. It's only on its second turning. That needs to be turned one more time. So I turn these piles 3 times. This is old news. Turning them 3 times for anybody that watches these videos. But in doing so, we're getting up to that needed heat of 141 degrees is where we're shooting for, to 161. But anywhere in that thermophilic stage, above 105, we're up there and it's breaking down. It's calling in those microbes. It's calling in those bacteria. We'll have a look at that next. And some of those bacteria, the actinomycetes. I'm butchering that name every time I try. Actinomycetes. We'll have a look at those inside. All right, we're inside in the worm compost area. And it goes from the compost outside into here. And these are the breeding areas. And the surplus food on the top, it's not warm, but it's not hot, but it's a little warmer. You can see the worms underneath, breaking everything down. So that compost is getting broken down even further. From there, it goes into a longer stage where it takes, you can see how the worms taking off over there. Takes quite a while for it to finish in this, about 3 months or so. It'll be a real finished compost. So we'll look on this end where we started from. Trying to call any worms out of here before I harvest it. I'll get down off the top a little bit. And that's our finished compost. So from the initial building of carbon and nitrogen, layering that up, trying to use a 2/3 rule of thumb, 2 parts brown to 1 part green. 50-50 will work, but it's better if you get a little more carbon in there. You don't want it to get too hot. 3 turns, letting it set as long as possible. That set time is called a static compost. That static compost lets the fungi that are in there reproduce and branch out. From there into the breeder system and into here, giving us a beautiful finished compost. Thought I'd finish out here. I know. And that creates all this abundance with nothing brought in. No fertilizer, no pesticide, no insecticide. We were mowing this 10 years ago. These guys are yelling because they normally bring out worms. I love them. Rack. So, change to be better than holiday. I'm George, Phat Ninja Food Forest. That's our composting system. That helps us create this abundance. We see pears and grapes and beans and so on, just tomatoes, just everything here grown incredibly densely, incredibly thick, whatever the word would be, dense. Using just that composting. We're having a class September 14th, that Saturday, 10:30 in the morning. I'll put a link here in the description or in the comments if this is Facebook. We'd love to see you here. We offer the classes, tours, consultations, worm systems, worm compost, and worms themselves. Change better than holiday. Peace.